and high. Let's roll some die.
Yeah! Oh, if only die was the plural.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a new
I don't know.
catchphase?
Maybe we'll just do a new cheers
That's
every
a lot
single.
to put on a shirt.
It is.
Baby's on the half tip.
We're gonna rotate it, and then I'm just gonna put somebody
Well,
on the
that's
spot.
from Lady in the Water,
Okay.
which Joey has now watched. Everybody.
That's good.
Cups with ice? Let's roll some dice.
Hey, hold it. Everyone will get their turn.
Last time we did establish that someone who hasn't seen a movie has to recap that movie.
Yes, that's also true. All right, welcome to episode 66, where we're going to play some Dungeons & Dragons. We're going to have some fun.
Yeah.
We are just normal human beings and a dog.
We're normal human beings and a dog.
That play D&D. But before we do that, somebody recap a movie they've never watched.
No!
That they've never watched? Give me a movie.
I want somebody to recap Waterworld.
Sally, do Dune.
Oh, okay.
What's
All right.
Dune about?
Dune is about Timothy Chalamet and Zendaya.
The documentary.
And they're in sand dunes, and they can't breathe air, or there's not a lot of air to breathe. And Timothy Chalamet is Jesus. And also they ride worms through things, and it's post-apocalyptic, and also Christopher Walken shows up somewhere. Yeah, it's Earth but sandy. Like, you know how there was the Ice Age and the Stone Age, now there's Sand Age, but all the stones have been, eroded.
Post-AI.
Yeah. But also worms.
Great.
And then Christopher Walken shows up and he's like, this is the end.
Thank you.
Dang.
Beautiful.
He's not in the first division.
The only announcement that I have right now, thinking about what we're doing and what we've got going on, is that I'm going to start collecting some potential people to do some giveaways with. So if you are or know someone who wants to collaborate for that, gearing up to celebrate our 2nd anniversary, which is coming up in August. So we've got some time, but prep starts now.
Me, I want to do it.
Great.
Cool.
If you know somebody, get in contact. It'd be you.
It's me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm the problem.
Now, instead of recapping Dune, let's recap episode 65.
Woo!
Ooh.
I did it last time, so not me.
I think we just fought the spider, right?
We just fought this. No. We didn't just fight the spider.
Please, elaborate.
Wolfie almost died.
Wolfie almost died.
We almost died.
That's true.
Which was like, all right.
So, this is what happened.
I saved everyone with my magical, awesome tent.
Misery had a tent that could only fit so many beings, and
call it a
Wolfie
tent.
wasn't included in that.
We had one too many beings.
We had to rotate being outside of the tent, the hut, and be on watch. And I was last watch.
Yep.
I was last watch with Wolfie, and there was a scary noise by the cave, the tunnel, the entrance to the tunnel, and I didn't want to go over there, so I sent Wolfie over there,
Who rolled a nat 20?
who rolled a nat 20
On
In
his
stealth.
Yeah, in
in
stealth.
stealth, and still got caught by the spider. And the spider was here, and then tried to kill him and everyone. And we fought it, and we fought the spider, and we won. Who killed the spider?
Your mom?
Wasn't it
You,
a
yeah?
defensive
Me,
thing?
your mom.
Yeah, the fire shield.
The fire shield did it.
You look so different.
Plot twist.
Wow. You've changed a lot.
Yes.
Guns was
Defensive
younger.
fire shield.
Yes. I accidentally killed the spider.
Yeah.
By
But
going like this.
dead nonetheless.
Yes.
And then Wolfie was on the verge of dying, and I couldn't contain myself. And then Felon lended a hand and rolled a 31
Yeah.
Wow. On
And-
hand lending.
on hand lending, and healed the heck out of Wolfie. And then he was okay. And it was a beautiful moment for all of us, and I didn't almost cry. That would be crazy. This is a fictional character and a fictional story.
A very important pupper.
All right.
The end.
Okay, so now we enter
Shout out
back
Australia.
And
The
that's
caves.
Dune.
of Dustforge.
Oh, God.
I was like, what is that? Whose phone is on?
And as we enter back into the caves, the spider has been harvested, and y'all have finished off your final naps of Jay chillin' by the lake. What else would you all like to do within this room as you are now fully healed after your long rest? As Chris Lonehelm steps forward to say, Orlith, I'm sorry about Strokoth. And Strokoth is like starting to get back up and move around. Do you think I should have stayed outside of the hut so that he could have been safe?
Oh, no, Chris. No. You needed to stay inside. You needed to rest. It was important.
Okay.
And he's okay, so
I'm glad he's better.
he's fine. Me too. Thank you, though. That means a lot.
The gongness has been gonged.
It's been gonged. Episode title.
I feel like I'm in line for a spooky ride.
Right?
For Haunted Mansion and Disney World.
Scooby-Doo.
I mean,
I don't know how the audio will be picked up, so if you're just listening, you might not be able to hear that there's some atmospheric music going on for us that I've never used before.
Or you.
Or that's
There was
all
a shout out to
right now.
Scooby-Doo Boo Blasters moments ago from Kings Island. What a
Blue Blasters on Boo Hill?
Boo Blasters on Boo Hill!
It's not an Appalachian thing.
It
It's a
needs
Kings Island thing.
one more.
I think a character was about to do something.
Probably.
Thelen looks around for a way up to the blue mushrooms.
Sure, you see cave walls that are pretty sheer.
Climb.
So, the room that you're in has the lake with the skeletal transparent fish that you see the pretty much five massive shelves of mushrooms up towards the top. The cave walls are potentially climbable, but I think it's about 50 to 60 feet up for you to just boulder your way up there.
Is there any residual spider webs?
Yo, rock climb, I used one of your words.
You said boulder your way up there.
Yeah.
Boulder your way up
It's a
there.
V7, so it's like right on the edge.
That's fair.
But if you'd like to, you can give it a shot.
Are there any residual spider webs or anything that?
They're invisible.
Oh gosh. No, that seems a little bit sketchy. I'll just stare at them from
They
a
might
distance.
catch you if you fall.
I
Oh.
know.
Tuli's gonna walk up behind Bella and say, "What you looking at?"
Trying to find a way up to those mushrooms.
Oh wow, we could climb.
I have
Seems
an
a little
idea.
dangerous.
Seems a little dangerous.
I have
I
an
could
idea.
firebolt at them. They might get a little singed.
I have an idea.
What's your idea?
If anyone has some rope, I can tie it to the back of one of my arrows. I can up there, and I can yank it back down. See if it brings any down.
That is
My
a
backpack
great
has rope
idea.
50 feet.
Great.
Oh, if only you had the rope.
that's not
your
long
backpack
enough, is
having
it?
Does Pilgrim have any rope?
Can Pilgrim not just make hand? Did we already talk about that last time?
Pilgrim pulls his backpack off and rustles around in it. Perhaps this could be useful. And he pulls out 50 feet of rope.
Whoa.
Great.
It's also called hempen, so I don't know if it'll like be chill rope, like if it's like a good time.
It's got
Yeah, it's
good
good.
vibes.
Cool.
Good vibe rope.
Good vibe rope.
Light it on fire.
What is the range of mage hand? Is it 30 feet?
30 feet.
Yeah.
Okay. Thelen looks over and says, "Aim at the middle so it's over the water in case I fall."
Oh, you're gonna climb it.
I'm gonna climb
He's
the rope.
gonna deep water soul.
How did this happen? Look what you've done.
I didn't wait. He's gonna what?
Deep water soul.
I'm gonna try and climb the rope.
Joey's just
Shoots it
using
up.
more
wants to climb it over
climbing,
the water.
not more
I don't
know
climbing.
any
I see, I see, I see.
climbing
Anyway,
Well, do we need to see if that's possible? Is it possible to tie the rope to the arrow enough that I could climb up it?
We'll have to see.
I mean, you gotta just try.
Let's try it.
okay.
Worst case, you fall down.
I definitely was just thinking we should shoot it up there and then pull on the rope and the arrow to bring it back down.
I want to climb.
Okay.
The mushrooms are huge.
I could
right?
turn into a bird or something,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
So we're just gonna chunk.
Yeah.
I don't. We don't know what's gonna happen in this cave. I don't want to shift right now.
Okay. All right. You don't even want to shift into a different animal to climb this rope?
I'll go look at my skills.
All right.
You guys keep looking around while we figure out how to get this rope up there.
Make just a dexterity check for me. This is going to cover the rope tying and the shooting.
11 plus.
Our last hope. Let's tie some rope.
Sorry, everyone. I didn't have it up and ready.
What is that? +3? Is it? Oh.
6, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, guys.
Were you trying to
Anyone see The Guardian with Ashton Kutcher
13.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
and Kevin Costner?
Yeah.
You're able to tie a pretty decent note.
Are you going to do that, Ellen?
Sorry. You're able to tie a pretty decent knot with your rope around the arrow in itself, and shooting the arrow into the mushrooms is not hard because it's entirely the whole ceiling, so like you couldn't miss. So with that too, the arrow seems pretty decently lodged, and the rope seems secure.
I guess go for it.
Yeah. I'll jump out to the rope over the water
Okay.
and give it a good climb.
All right.
Is that possible?
Sure. You realize that within just the first, like, kind of giving it a tug and just kind of checking on it, that your full body weight would rip it out of the mushroom.
Okay. Then I just rip it out to collect some mushrooms.
Great.
Nice.
What a good plan.
Okay.
If only. If only someone had thought of that first.
Dexterity roll.
Thanks.
Great. Then, good. It'll just happen as you rip it down. A little, like a kind of a conical shape of it has attached to the arrowhead, and when you pull, it breaks free. Gives you a couple of tugs, and then eventually, the little mushroom hits the surface of the water by you, and you're able to grab it and pick it up. It's still glowing at a faint blue when you pull it off, the actual cap part of it, but the fleshy part of what's underneath of it, I mean, it's about that tall, and so you have a cone of this light, faint blue glowing mushroom that you can check out if you would like to.
I will investigate. Is that what I do? I roll an investigation check?
This
Or
would be
nature?
a nature check, yeah.
Are you good? No, you're not. That's only an 8.
Okay. Yeah, you don't get any sense of what's going on with it once we're checking it over. It looks odd to you. Most of the flesh of it just looks like the flesh of a mushroom. It's not giving you much information about it. You are not sure if this is edible or not. It's just confusing to you.
Can I take a look at it?
Yeah. I throw it at your face.
Got it.
You also can do a nature check.
I'm so dexterous. The most.
I'm slightly above average textures.
Jeez. 10 plus, but my nature is really high. Ooh, really high.
Wee wee boy.
Plus 4, 14.
Okay, great. You're able to, just from looking it over, mainly the cap grabs your attention as you're looking at the lit part of it and everything. It's lit! And you are like squeezing it to see if like spores or anything comes off of it. You're looking at the coloration, and just trying to get a sense of if this also would be edible or what would happen. And once you're kind of done with that, it seems that it's not consistent with mushrooms that are like self-protective and would hurt or kill people. And so I'd say you rule out that it's harmful if ingested or carried.
Okay. I don't know if it has any special powers or anything, but it doesn't seem harmful or toxic or anything, so if you're feeling adventurous.
I don't know that we're starving for food right now. I was more so interested in whether it could be used to help medicinally or anything. So
I think I would
we'll hold on to it.
probably have to do some stuff with it, right, to figure that out.
You could either try it or experiment with a small piece of it or something.
Yeah.
Let's make Woofy eat it.
No. You just almost died. What's wrong with you? Chris! Hey, Chris!
Well,
Anything you say. Yes. Whoa! Oh, that's cool. That's a really big piece. What are you doing with that?
Just hanging on to it.
Oh, all right. Let me know if you need anything.
Okay.
Misery walks over. Before you even ask, Misery walks over and it's like, ooh, some shrooms. And he just grabs a little piece.
Great.
So where'd you get this?
Just from my bag. And I'm like kind of
I didn't think
sitting
it was-
like a foot or two back, just like watching him like this.
I didn't think you as the kind of gal.
What kind?
The one that would have mushrooms in your bag.
Do I not look like the kind of person that just carries sustenance with me? I don't eat meat.
completely missing one another. I love it.
I lived in the woods for a very long time.
Do you know how strong it is?
You tell me.
Okay.
How do you feel?
Feel fine.
Over the next 30 seconds, even while this conversation is happening, normally, off in the periphery of your vision that you can see outside of the faint green torchlight that y'all are carrying, everything looks to be various shades of gray. And then over time, you can just see this kind of seeping in of faint light blue shades within the midst of that, but that's it.
Does it extend his range of vision into the dark?
Things in your distance within the periphery seem clearer. The lighter blue is a nice addition to your typical gray coloration that you're seeing things in, so it looks a little more vibrant.
Cool.
So
You can see like a little bit of a faint blue ring kind of go around his.
My eyes are amazing right now. That's
like
about it.
like what? What does that mean?
It's a little blue.
What does that mean?
It's just a little blue instead of gray.
That doesn't clarify anything. Your eyes are really good. Like
It's a
can
little
you
blue instead of gray.
see further? Can you?
No, it's just a little blue instead of gray.
It's a nightmare.
No fair. You really know how to make me cry when you give me those ocean eyes. It's what I don't say.
Because I know what I would say. Because that song doesn't exist.
Okay. It's just a
you wanna try
little blue.
We'll monitor you for the next 30 minutes.
That's fine.
or
I mean,
something.
I could already. My eyes were already really good. I could see in the dark and stuff. So.
Can you not see in color?
I see in living color.
Do you?
I'm just confused when you said
I don't-
what's normally gray is blue.
Not. Yeah. I don't think I see in color when it's dark. Like when I'm actually using dark vision.
Are you uncomfortable?
With you?
Separate conversation. Does eating the mushroom
No.
bring discomfort?
No.
And yet your
It brings
vision
so much comfort.
visually, optic.
A little bit. It brings a 1 out of 10 comfort. Addition to my normal 10 out of 10.
Pilgrim's curious. He's in a scholarly mood. If there's more of this shroom, I'm gonna.
I mean, I don't want to be the only one.
Listen, hold on. I don't. Okay. Misery, full disclosure. That's the mushrooms from the ceiling.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, great. You responded
those are
better
blue,
than I
right?
thought you
So-
might. Yeah, they're blue. They glow.
So it'll just be a little blue. You want to
I
get a little blue in your life?
listen. I can tell that they're not toxic or harmful, but Thelen and I were curious if they were like medicinal in any way, or if they did anything. The only way to find out was eat it, and Misery was a willing participant. However, it seems like they could have some sort of power, so I just don't want us to get carried away, like eating all of it. So just a tiny bit.
So you lied to me.
Tuli looks up at the ceiling.
I exaggerated the truth in that it will go in my backpack.
A prophet, says Chris.
You were just telling the future.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I mean, I guess I don't really care.
Tuli says, I think we could get more. Maybe.
That's true.
That was your last arrow?
Is Jacques still here?
Yeah.
Nice. I find him wherever he's standing.
Show the toast.
Have you ever used this in crafting? Does anyone in Dustforge use this type of plant above the caves that you're aware of?
I've never ventured this far down, and I have not seen anyone harvesting and bringing this up towards the surface. And then Lilith, also hearing some of this, comes away from Gwendolyn, who she'd been talking to for a little bit, and we'll hop back to that. But as Lilith steps forward, I mean, it has provided some light here in the caves. We've never found any use for it. Nobody's really brought that up to the surface either, that I can know of.
I take a.
Yeah.
Pilgrim goes.
given that you don't have dark vision, but Misery does, that as you ingest it and wait for a moment, you can only see the dim light within the 30 feet of the faint green light from the torch. And then after a moment of eating this, your purplish eyes get a light blue for everyone who's looking at you as well. And then beyond that 30 feet, you can now see an extra range of a faint blue and gray coloration that now does not require any form of light.
Oh. Well,
You feeling it?
certainly.
Feeling now, Mr.
How are your
Crab.
eyes?
I can see much further than I could previously, and it seems rather blue. Dabbity.
Yeah. How did I?
Your eyes are pretty blue too.
Yeah. Pretty.
We should get more of these then. If they extend our vision in these
It
caves.
seems that, yes,
Right?
it seems that to the average eye this could be very useful as we explore the caves.
I mean, I think a lot of us have dark vision. I mean, or can see far in the dark is what I meant to say. But
I can.
I can too. It's all red though. I'm gonna try it and see if it's purple. And Tilly goes over and tries.
Absolutely turns purple. Yeah.
Tilly's like, whoa! You guys gotta try some of this.
Wait, what color is my dark vision normally?
Gray.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Boring.
I'm buzzed!
I don't need to try it.
It's all sparkly.
Earlier, Gwendolyn, as you were standing to the side, Lilith walked over, and it's hard when your input isn't noticed, is what she starts with. Is it not? And she's kind of looking over towards Strogoth, and then just kind of looks over towards Lorelith for a moment and says, I think she does appreciate you.
What is happening?
Sorry, I don't know what she's talking about.
Sucks when your friends hate you, huh?
It's literally
They
the
forget
opposite
you're
of what
there.
she said. What?
Just being mean to Steven when he forgets the quiz too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to start too?
Oh yeah, she definitely does. We're tight.
We tight?
To what are you referring about input, if I may ask?
Oh, you were the one that stopped everyone and made sure that they harvested the toxin from the spider, and that's what I think that's what Thelen used to get Strogoth back, right?
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. I
Right.
didn't expect a medal or anything. I'm just glad Wolfie's okay. Yeah, thought it might come in handy, and it did sooner than expected.
That's good.
That's my awkward.
And then she leans forward after that. Do you think that Thelen would give me the sack that he got from Shastroka?
Never say the word sack.
I say that. Felon is a bit of a mystery, a bit of a wild card, fantasy wild card. No, they probably
I never got that sense from him.
You have interest in it?
I think that I could make something pretty powerful from that, yes.
The sound is making it more ominous than it probably is intended to be.
Like what?
There we go.
Now it just sounds
If you haven't like
goofy.
copyrighted it yet.
There is a pretty potent toxin left within that I think I could make even more powerful in its own self that may become useful.
In like an anti-venom kind of way, like we just did, or more pro-venom?
I have no idea what's going on the surface, or how long we will be here when we return. Having a powerful tool at my disposal to protect myself sounds like a great investment. While we are here, I intend to be planning.
Yeah, I understand not feeling the safest in your household. That makes sense. You think you're gonna come back to like a war? A surface war?
I doubt it would be as overt as that.
yeah, everyone seems pretty clandestine in their methods, so that makes sense. Honestly, I don't know. I would recommend you could ask him.
What would compel him if he says no?
He's a mystery. It's a wild card. One thing I know that compels him is mushrooms. We're in good stock of right now, so.
Good to know. And then that's when she walks over when Pilgrim is about to eat the mushroom and walks away. Intrigued by the mushroom. Anything else going on by the lake while we were here?
I want to jump in and swim around a little bit.
Okay.
Can I?
You still have water breathing
Oh, sweet.
for 24 hours.
I was just gonna ask how long that lasted.
I think it's 24 hours.
Sick. Can I see pretty
Let me
well
check.
underwater?
It is. I wrote that in the notes.
Yeah, you have dark vision. So now in complete pitch black, you can still see some variations of gray, and also you were able to see about how deep the lake was because of, or at least how deep the life of the lake was, because you were able to kind of get a ping of all the fish that were in, right?
Oh, right, yeah.
You need
Okay.
some goggles?
Also, who has the water breathing necklace too? I'm just curious about that one. Okay, cool.
I didn't even realize that I do.
You know what? I'm gonna take a little
Janice has water breathing.
Yeah. Oh.
I think I'm gonna take a little bite of this mushroom before I jump in the water, see if the water does anything to it. Feeling adventurous. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not supposed to eat like 45 minutes.
That's very true.
The one rule that misery follows.
I think I'll be okay.
You don't want to get cramps in there, man.
So good.
I take a teensy pinch of it.
Sure. Okay. And it's not as formless as it was the first time, but as you plunge down under, it feels like breathing thick, heavy air as the water can enter your lungs, just as air would. You can start to tread at the 5 to 10 feet level as you just kind of swim down and get a sense of, all right, it's to the extent of your vision, from 10 feet down even, you don't see the bottom, but occasionally out at the peripheries you can see these flecks of this light blue as a little tiny shimmers of fish who've scattered out to be away from you, but like just kind of hit that 30 to 60 feet range. What are you intending to do?
I want to see if there's like, I don't know, caves or something in it.
Yeah.
Before she dives deeper, Thelen throws the rope with the arrow on it and says, if you're going deep, bring this with you.
What was it? Sorry?
The rope
Okay. Yeah.
that we pulled down because it's 50 feet long. Just so that you have something, like you can,
Yeah,
I'd probably say if you want to tie it to your waist or your
that's
foot,
what I was gonna say.
just in case.
Tulu says, "Don't descend too fast, you'll get that," and then she hits the water.
The bins.
I tie it to my foot, but
Okay.
You can just stab the arrow into you.
no thanks. No thanks.
Okay. Roll an investigation check.
Not like that.
Blue for the mushrooms.
Heck! The tip of my arrow. 6.
Okay. Yeah, you swim in a bit of circles and get to the point where you can see around the edges of the water. The pressure of the water itself just feels really uncomfortable to you, and so you don't spend a lot of time diving deeper. So while you're kind of surveying around, you don't find anything in particular before you start to just kind of panic, feel a little claustrophobic or something, and start to want to get up towards the surface.
Do I see any other life or anything down here?
Just the fish.
Just those fish?
Mhm.
Okay. Alright. I'll go back up.
Okay.
Are they really living?
I almost just popped up and went, but I can breathe just fine.
I'm surprised.
Habits die hard.
I was just trying to see if there were any like caves or any other life forms down there, and I did not see anything. So.
Okay.
And I didn't notice that the mushroom did anything while I was down there, right?
Yeah, no, nothing different.
Nothing that anyone else mentioned.
So now your clothes are all wet.
I think we'll be okay. It's not like there's a strong breeze out here that I'm getting shivering cold.
You're gonna be cold.
But if anyone has any, like, I don't know, spells to dry
Wind
me off
spell.
or something.
Does someone have wind?
Light her on fire.
No, don't do that.
Prestidigitation would be able to dry her off pretty quickly if anyone had that.
Just Cicero, and he could never pronounce it correctly.
That's so true.
This can happen anytime. It doesn't need to be a long thing, but sometime during the long rest, Tuli would have taken some time to investigate the wand.
Sure.
Because last time she absorbed darkness spell,
Yep.
and there were some motes of darkness.
Yep.
So she would have taken some time to
Yeah, you can do an
in the
Arcana
midst of
check.
meditation, if
Yeah.
possible.
Wow.
You gotta beat a 15 to get any information about it.
Oh no, 9.
Okay. So yeah, as you look it over, you can sense that there's some stored magical energy to the wand. That this is more than just a simple wand that somebody would use. That there's some type of particular enchantment within it. Yeah.
There's something more to this. That's all.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
Cicero.
Lilith, after the swim and a little bit of extra time here, is just eyes kind of glancing off towards the other two caves, entrances heading further down to, or tunnels. Well, good to press on?
I think so.
You don't want to stand here and look at mushrooms all day? Yes.
Forward?
In this time, I have also used the string with the arrow and pulled down some more pieces.
Okay, great.
Put them in your bag.
Yeah.
I would say, with what you all ingested and everything, you can add 12 uses of this mushroom to your inventory.
Wow.
At this point, even though we have those, are we still using torchlight as we move forward, or are we passing it around?
Definitely using the infinite torches.
I noticed a couple y'all ate that. Of course, this is Chris. What'd you find out, Lorelith?
Yellow blue.
What? I turned blue? You didn't turn blue.
No, there are some people that can see well in the darkness. Myself, Misery, and
Like a cat?
Tuli. Yeah, sure.
You know.
Can see pretty far in the darkness, but people that can't, like
Kinda
Pilgrim, can see further because of the mushroom. So if you want to take a bite of it,
What are you again?
he's just a normal human.
Misery, you can't ask him like what he is.
Everyone asks me all the time.
I'm a Chris.
Then you definitely don't have dark vision.
He's a human.
Oh, dirty human.
Oh my gosh.
My mom was a human. I mean, she's a human.
Goblins are humans?
I said my mom is a human.
Goblins are humans, you gross little boy.
Chris, would you like a bite of this mushroom so
You
you
should
can
take it.
see further?
If it would...
Wait, how old are you?
16.
20? No, he's 16, yeah.
16 or 18.
I think he's 16.
I think
It's fine
16.
in most countries.
Yeah. In Canvas, yeah, I'll eat that mushroom.
Nice.
Heck yeah,
Said
dude.
yeah?
Yeah.
Okay,
Nice.
great. Here you go, Chris.
Chris can hang.
I want to have another one with you, but I don't want to waste it.
Yeah, don't waste it. You don't
It's not
need
much
it.
for me. I guess I developed like a tolerance or something. I don't know.
You do see him just kind of... Whoa!
Yeah?
I can see that rock over there.
What?
So we about ready
Wait.
to go, or?
So since you took one,
You want to be
You're fine with the 12.
11?
Keep the 12.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You can give it on.
Great. What's up?
Chris, I mean, you can see far.
Yeah.
You did so
Swung
good.
this thing.
Yeah, so you should lead us.
Oh, okay. And he just starts to walk forward. And then as he gets up to Lilith, who's standing there looking at the two, he just goes, we're going to go down this one. And then he just starts to walk down the right tunnel.
Nice. That's where I would have gone anyway.
Immediately plummets.
This was the idea.
Should we have like smelled the
Expendable.
air or something? I don't know.
Always follow the nose.
Should we lick the cave walls to see what?
Great. So I'm going to make
Which way is the moss facing?
the travel check that we've got going on.
No, there's a travel check.
For
Oh,
Chris
checkpoint.
Lono. Okay.
I know what that is, but just so they know what that is. What is that?
No. This is just me determining what's going on and how it's
okay.
going.
See if something happens or not.
Okay.
Cassandra, would you roll a d6 for me?
Something happens.
I don't even know where my dice
Is
are.
that this one?
A regular looking die.
I will roll the one that I want to bite. Michael's look like
That's the
candy.
rock candy.
I say 5.
Oh.
Okay. After Chris leads you all through a couple of tunnels and about...
Chris is leading the way.
Oh, yeah.
I missed that. I was adding the mushrooms to my backpack.
Can we get an order behind Chris?
I will be immediately behind Chris.
Okay.
I'll be right by her too.
Okay.
I'll be a caboose.
I'll hang in the back.
I'll be in the middle.
I'll be in the middle.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, I'll be next to it. Where are other people?
Boy, Chris up front.
Chris.
Hey,
Chris is number 1. Let's
Chris
go.
is number 1.
He
that's
was
good.
number 1.
Cool.
I'm next to Laura. Like that.
What could be anywhere from 1 to 3 hours of moving around through the caverns. Time is starting to fall away from you all. You've spent a night here. You're not even sure really what time of day it could be up on the surface. And then as you all are like moving through, your sense of exactly how long you've been walking in the ways that not having any sun or starlight or anything, it just becomes a challenge to you all to hold tight to some form of, all right, how long were we just doing this? And so as y'all are moving through these caverns, multiple choices have been made by Chris. And left here, right here, and all of this.
What have I done?
And at one point, Lilith, you can see just looking forward as Chris goes, all right, this one. And then it's like the 4th left in a row that he's decided. Lilith is just like looking around to the tunnels. You can hear her kind of frustrated with herself of like, I don't recognize like anywhere where we're at right now. Then you can hear from the front, I see something. I see something. And then to Gwendolyn and Laurelith, Chris kind of turns around. I think I see a building. There's something up ahead.
All right, stay here.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk up ahead.
Okay.
I don't want you to get hurt or anything.
Until he slams into Gwendolyn.
As you kind of shoot around to this one edge where the tunnel shifts off to the left and you peek around, you can see that it's all flat gray stone to the base, and then you can see one tunnel off to the back end, but then you can see a stairway that's carved into a smaller tunnel that goes into the cave and then comes back up and then into the cave and then back up, and there's a spiraling staircase that's been tunneled into the wall right by this particular tunnel entrance, and then you can see a little platform that juts out towards the top of that spiral.
Okay.
Is it like a cavern? Like we come into a cavern and we see that, or it's just like
It's an open space.
Okay.
That is encaved.
And it's like flat, and
it's
then on
completely
the far
flat
wall
and
there's
bare.
like the
And
spiraling.
then across of it, yeah.
Okay.
I kind of whistle to signal. Well, no. First, I want to quickly see if there's any. If it seems like there's any danger or traps or anything.
Sure. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Oh my gosh, I'm rolling terribly today.
Today?
Hey. 12.
It's all you can hear or see. what is entirely here is the faint moving of the wind through the opposite tunnel. There's a slight breeze and a little bit of a whistle to it with this open cavern and this movement of air that's between it. You can just hear this faint little kind of sound.
Okay.
Tuli's gonna lean around and like try to sense any kind of magic.
Sure.
Just in the area.
Yeah, you can do an Arcana check as well.
24.
Wow.
Not good enough.
Yeah, you don't see any sense of runes or any forms of traps or enchantments or anything within the space that is latent, left behind, or currently active.
Sweet.
I say that.
All right. And I like whistle to everybody that it's safe and to come in.
What is this whistle?
You know.
Do you do the Mockingjay whistle?
Yeah.
Is she mocking us?
Lola steps forward. This is an old watchtower, or it could be, and she kind of looks back at some of her notes and everything. Maybe if we go inside, I can figure out exactly where we are in relation to the city.
Cool.
But this belonged to one of the families. She's just like peering it over.
Do you think a watchtower like this would mark the perimeter of the city?
What a contribution.
Oh my gosh.
So helpful.
Right.
I'll let Steven collect himself. Okay.
I just love the idea that Lizard's always back there and just like...
Just mocking me.
Or would this not necessarily have any direct geographical relation to the city?
I imagine it would be close. I hope it would be close, but who knows what the other families found useful. In fact, and she looks over this room, like this could have been some form of resource or mine that has been kept wiped completely clean, and this tower was just here to oversee. It depends on what this space was used for.
Can we rule out your family? That's definitely not your family.
I mean, this is only my third or fourth time venturing into the tunnels, so...
There's no signs that you recognize.
I don't see any crest or symbol of any of the families right now.
Okay.
Can you describe again what this structure looks like exactly?
You pretty much just see like a spiraling staircase that's built into the cave wall, and so it tunnels in and then comes out as it goes up until eventually there's this one like kind of jutted out platform that oversees the area.
Okay.
But it doesn't... I guess we don't necessarily know. I was going to say, does it connect to anything?
Yeah.
I'm gonna start slowly walking up this thing.
Yeah.
Tuli does too.
Okay.
Same.
So you all head up to... eventually you can see that once you get up closer, the platform is maybe 30, 35 feet up above the ground level. And then the ceiling of this cave is another 15 to 20 feet above that. You get to a doorway down at the base. And once she looks it over... Now, getting up to the door, this insignia here, and she puts her hand forward and points out towards the door. And it's an odd letter in itself, or some form of rune or shape. You're not exactly sure what the shape or language of it looks like or means, but it's a series of set of lines. It kind of looks like a rough straight-lined number 6, but that would just be for our purposes of like what the symbol looks like. And then instead of it having like just the open base to it, it's got like a crossed like X within as a small little symbol within the kind of 6 shape to it. This was the crest of the North Cove family, so feeling very interested to see this here, but I don't know. This could be anything. I don't know if this, to answer your question from earlier, was some mine or something they had out here, or something that they just had to watch for monsters or travelers or what. I'm not sure.
This is above table. That's the family that's dead, right?
Yep.
Okay. Just checking.
Tuli investigates the rune and the door.
Okay. So yeah, go ahead and roll.
I'm also trying to if there's anything in my studies that I recognize. Maybe it's just a crest, but just checking.
Mm-hmm.
So you want it to be Arcana or
No, investigation's good.
Investigation?
Yeah.
And I'm now with this higher vantage point, and with my slightly enhanced viewing.
Yeah.
I want to just kind of, while she's investigating the door, does the new perspective give me any?
You're at the base level. You walked up to a door that's at the base of the cave. You've not entered the actual tower itself.
We didn't climb up to the top. Just as we got closer, we could see that the platform.
I see.
How high it
Yeah.
was.
Oh, okay.
Go through the door.
Well, I'm just looking over her shoulder then.
At this higher vantage point, I see Thule looking.
Yeah.
26.
Great. Okay. So as you look it over, the door seems pretty mundane. The symbol itself seems just carved into the 2 larger stone doors that are there too. And the biggest thing that you're taking away from looking at these is the doors look very heavy. Like these are stone slabs that are somehow hinged towards the stone wall as well. And there's a stone hand mechanism that you're able to even test and see it's not dangerous, it's not attached to anything magical, but if you do shift the sphere hand piece that you can grab within, that it should unlock some things, but then hopefully you can pull or push these doors however they function.
I do that.
Okay.
And I try to push.
Make a strength check.
Okay.
34.
So, can we see staircase past these doors?
You can see the ones that are up above.
Okay. How many feet above are they?
One gets about 15 feet above you.
Steven goes,
I mean, can I just blink up to it? Can I just go poof poof?
Yep.
I'm gonna do exactly that.
Meanwhile, Tulu rolled 4. My feet are screaming in the dust.
They're pinwheeling.
Yeah.
Oh, is it locked?
You know what happens. I don't know. You can narrate it more if you want.
it's made of a stone slab.
But yeah, you then, as you're doing that, Pilgrim just...
Oh, what was that noise?
That's the noise it makes.
Steven turns into an octopus, and then Pilgrim teleports up.
Yeah. Cool.
Nice.
I guess from that point, I'm now gonna see if I can go back down and is there anything blocking the door? Is there anything
No, you can head straight down into the room that's behind this door.
Okay.
I know you.
What?
Man. Yeah. Say it
Yeah.
again.
Well, no, I was just gonna say can I open the door from the other side?
Well, yeah, you have to go to the room underneath first, is what I'm saying. You're able to move down.
Okay, what's in the room?
Cool.
This is fun. We're having a good time tonight.
Spatial awareness is our time.
Yeah.
So, as you head down the staircase that you teleported up to about 15 feet up,
Slow down.
after walking about 40 feet across a cave, you enter an entrance hall. So what is a larger, kind of like a dining room table type place. And so you see there's a couple of torches across the wall that have all burned out and are kind of ashy nubs. There's thick layers of dust and cobwebs everywhere you're looking around. And then you see the stairs that head up behind you that lead upwards. And then as you're looking down this particular room that you see in front of you, it is simply racks for weapons around the perimeter, a table with wooden chairs that are all scooted all the way in towards it. The table is completely bare. You can see some smaller visible cobwebs across this table. You can hear faint drips of water just as one of the walls seems particularly wet. And then there's a lantern that is half knocked over, or is knocked over, rolled onto its side between the table and the wall. Otherwise, pretty empty.
And then
the doors to the opposite side.
But there's not a latch on the door or anything blocking the door necessarily.
Mm-mm. You can see a little bit of a slit of light, faint green light, as a little bit of the torchlight from your party is coming through.
Okay. I'm gonna walk over to the door and I guess I'll take a weapon off one of the racks and see if I can do a little leverage.
The weapon racks are empty. But the
I'll
racks
pull my own little short sword off of my sheath.
I'm gonna break it.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my short sword and I'm gonna kind of wedge it in a little crack.
Okay.
And see if I can use that to help pry the door open.
Cool. Would anyone else like to be assisting Pilgrim to open this door.
I was gonna say.
Do we even know what
And
he's
Hey.
I'll just call through again. Yeah. I'm going to try to open the door.
Okay, I'll pull.
Yeah,
Go
what?
push.
Alright, well, I already tried to Timmy has her hands in the
I
door.
think we're missing the fact that we have a very, very strong member of our party who hasn't even approached the
Thank
door
you,
yet.
Laura
Will you help
Thank
us?
you. Oh.
Obviously, you're referring to Gwen.
Yes.
Okay, Gwen, will you come help?
Misery, did you want to try first, bud?
Oh.
No, it's
I mean, I guess we have plenty of time. Misery, you can come help.
No, it's.
Gwendolyn,
You constipated?
you can roll a strength check with
Go,
advantage.
Gwen, go.
With advantage. Whoa.
With advantage because Pilgrim is helping you with his sword.
With his sword.
34.
Sorry, what? A strength check?
Yep.
Yes. The thing you're supposed to be good at.
Well, some of that got taken away a while ago, remember? So it's only +1 now.
What?
No, you should have restored
Yeah,
that.
so
You
the
long
long
rested.
rest?
You never. I asked about that. And
I'm sorry. You just finished a long rest at the beginning of this session. It is back. You can add 2 to this roll.
Whoa. That's 7 to it. He's not gonna know.
Where's that? 14.
Okay.
Great.
That's pretty
Wait,
strong.
you really only have +2?
Gwendolyn opens the door.
Nice!
You did it.
And I fall forward and stab.
Perfect timing with the music.
I like this music. I think he
I hit
tripped.
that.
I think he hit it. Yeah.
Yeah, so Gwendolyn, as you get to the doors and they are pull, you're able to kind of wedge your fingers around with a sphere and then you pull it forward as your sword is pushed through. But you hear the heavy sound of stone grinding on stone as these doors are particularly heavy and rough to open. To where you all see Pilgrim on the inside with his sword kind of pushing and getting that wedged in a way that helped Gwendolyn out. And then inward you can see a vacant and empty entrance hall with everything that I described to Pilgrim, with just looking abandoned, cobwebs, and dusty.
Are there any other doors or anything?
There's the stairwell that he had teleported up to continue upstairs.
Okay. I want to go to there.
Okay. Proceeding through and up the stairs. You have Lilith walking with you all and just kind of looking around. Alright, getting to the stairs. You get into a barracks area on the next floor. You can see that there are 6 beds, that 5 of them are vacant. One of them has a skeleton within. And other than the beds, you can see the tattered blankets on top of them. Obviously these have been kind of decaying and kind of fading away over time too. This room has been left behind for a while. Skeleton slumped into this bed, dressed in some tattered remains of some form of uniform. And then a stairwell that continues to spiral upwards as well.
Can anyone reanimate the dead?
I can, but I don't know if it would.
Why would you do this?
I don't know if it would do anything. It just fights for us.
Oh. You can't
I
ask
literally
it
have
3
it pulled up and I'm looking
questions?
at
Let's
it.
speak with
Yeah,
them.
somewhere I'm getting the idea that you can like ask like a dead body a number of questions.
Please don't leave me here.
I'm done with math.
And then if you don't ask it, its last question, it stays alive forever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna investigate the skeleton and its uniform to see if I can figure out if I recognize it,
Check the teeth.
and ask Lilith if she to help.
Are you looking it over or are you like interacting with it?
I'm looking it over, but I may be like lifting up parts of its like uniform, trying to see if there's any symbols or colors I can
Okay,
notice.
go ahead and make an investigation check then.
It's also a 3rd level spell, so
No. You don't have a speak with dead?
that's a
19?
little aggressive.
Okay. Yeah, you did better than Lilith for sure. As you kind of lift through and kind of separate, the blanket kind of crumbles within your hand and falls apart. It's like the blanket itself was made from like some pretty loose and dry like straw and is not like a high durability type of material that we're used to, and so with it being left behind, it's very much falling apart. And as you kind of sort through, you don't see any symbols or signs of this particular uniform that this person was wearing, right off of the bat. The first thing you do notice is a very well-preserved red gemstone ring that is on one of his fingers.
His.
How do we know?
By the hip size.
From the bones.
Bone structure?
No, for real though.
The penis bone.
You asked. You brought this on.
No, I stated.
I'm kidding.
Okay.
And then you can see clutched within his hands too is a leather-bound book. And then
A book?
and then a book. Yeah, and a book.
Gentle and lowly.
Alright,
With a fun fact.
I take a piece of his tattered. First, I want to see. Do I sense any kind of like magical energy from either of these items?
Sure. Right off the bat, just the ring itself, you can tell that there's some. But I'll have you also make an Arcana check to see if you can tell, at least like school or like what would be there.
26. Okay, my investigation and Arcana are both +7.
Yeah, that is fantastic. You rolled a 19 for that too?
Yeah,
That's great.
evidence.
Yeah?
I mean, we believe you.
There's a record.
Okay.
This particular ring has like, I think it's abjuration, like protective type magic on it. Specifically what it does, you're not sure, but...
Okay, I'm gonna share all this with the group, and then I'm gonna like pull the book out and like use a piece of cloth to pick up the ring. And I'm gonna say, I think that this is from like abjuration school. So some kind of protective magic. I don't know what though. Seems to have not worked like super well. I gotta say.
Or maybe it worked really well and he died of old age up here by himself.
That could be true, Lorla.
Maybe it was protecting him from life.
Whoa. Well,
You know how life is sometimes.
It'd be like that
It
sometimes.
really do be like that.
Death comes for us all.
And that's why you gotta express yourself through your art.
Express is
Thule says, I'm gonna keep looking at the ring. Would someone like to look through the book?
I would.
Okay.
Give me that. Just
Okay.
As you do move the book aside, you can see that there is a necklace that was clutched underneath of his hand, between the hand and the book.
Okay.
And give me 1 second, I gotta pull up the...
Said book aside.
Has to find the necklace's armor class for when it kills all of us.
No, I need to find the particular shape of the emblem that's on it.
What is that?
It's another necklace of the shallows.
Wow.
Okay, the emblem that you see within your hand as you pull this necklace aside is an armored hand, and
On the necklace? I'm sorry.
yeah, so the chain comes down, and then the actual emblem is like a hand, but it's more like a gauntlet, and then within that gauntlet is a quill. And so you see like an armored hand writing is pretty much what the emblem looks like.
Tule's like kind of crouched down, and she has the ring in one hand, and she's handed the book back to Lorelith. And she kind of like notices the necklace and says, huh, and then goes to get another piece of cloth and picks it up and is like investigating trying to sense if there's magic. Does she recognize the symbol?
Yeah, that one you can tell is completely mundane.
Okay, just regular, non-magical. Do I recognize the symbol from anything?
No.
Then I'm gonna show it to the group and say, what do you guys make of this?
do we think it has anything to do with the hand? As in the cloth, the hand and the chain?
Well, the hand, I mean, Jacques, is this anything to do
That
with
is not my hand.
No, but like the hand.
I represent
Yeah, he
the
is the
hand. And
The
that is-
lollipop.
The hand
that is
my
just
fault.
on the weekends.
Oh, he's really short too, isn't he?
No,
Oh, why did I think that?
I don't know.
Oh, he's like a little baby in overalls, isn't he? With a little swirly hair, right?
Follow the yellow road. Okay.
Did you sing this song?
He's got little rosy cheeks, so we bounce him. All right.
Did you have to
No,
sing?
it was the mayor.
Oh.
Is this a symbol that, in our times wandering the streets of Dustforge, has ever come up before?
Nope.
Does it make me think of any sort of religious symbol that I might have known?
I think you could assume it's either some form of faction or religion, but I don't. None of y'all have ever
There's
seen
no
Lilith
reason.
say
Is it a hammer and
Yeah,
sickle?
Lilith, is this a North Cove symbol?
I've never seen that before.
Tuli's gonna.
To me, it just looks like a conjunction of strength and wisdom.
Huh.
Oh.
Huh.
That's...
So the gauntlet being armor and representing strength and protection, and then also the importance of wisdom as well. I wonder if there's anything in the book that you found with the body that relates to it, because obviously if maybe it's a journal or something along those lines.
Maybe.
A
Perhaps the
mysterious thought,
symbol-
Velen, real mysterious.
Tuli tosses it in the air and catches it in her hand, and kind of is like waiting for anything that Lorelith finds in the book.
Lorelith is reading the book.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. It is a journal. You can see a handful of entries in it as well.
What's it say?
Aha!
I can read. Yeah, I'll read through it.
What's it say?
Early on in the book, you can see an entry that says, "We entered the caves a few days ago, and it's been quite the journey. Sir William the Paladin and I have been traveling together for weeks now, and we've encountered many dangers along the way. But this cave system is unlike anything I've ever seen. It's infested with vampires and shadow monsters, and we've had to be extra cautious as we make our way deeper into the caves. We found an old watchtower to hole up in for the night, hoping to rest and regroup here before we continue our journey." There's 4 more entries. I can read through all of them if we want, or I can send them to
Read the
somebody.
last one.
Yeah.
Is there one that's more important than the others?
Yeah.
It's the one before they die.
As the person who
Sure.
wrote them,
Doesn't say
What's
they
the
are
last
coming.
word?
Okay.
Like scrawled
Yeah.
dwarvish.
Wonderful details that I have enslaved myself over to write out, but I will go ahead. No, it's good. You'll skim
You
the
roll ideas.
We don't
Okay.
care, Dan.
No,
Dan,
send
I
it
would
to
like
it.
you to send it.
I was going to say,
I will send it
if
to
you
the
can
note
send
taker.
it later, but
Yeah.
No, you love
For sure.
right now I don't want to do this.
Entry 2, the night was long and restless. They heard noises outside. They kept watch, taking turns. Sir William prayed to his deity for protection, and I did the same. We're both exhausted, but we know we can't let our guard down. The 3rd entry, Sir William went off alone to scout out the area. Hours passed. This guy started to worry. I tried calling out to him, but there was no response. Hoping that my faith would give me the courage to face whatever lay ahead. Entry 4, I went out to search for Sir William, but I had no trace of him, starting to fear the worst. Did the vampires get him? Was it the shadow monsters? I don't know what to do. I feel lost and alone. I don't know how I'll make it out of these caves alive without him by my side. Journal entry 5, it's been days since Sir William disappeared, and I'm starting to lose hope. I'm running low on supplies, and my faith is wavering, but I know I can't give up. I must keep moving forward, even if that means facing the vampires and shadow monsters alone. I will continue to pray to my deity for guidance and strength, and I hope that someday I'll find my way out of these caves and into the light once again.
Does
We
it?
got everything we need.
Did you read that out loud?
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
Do we notice anything about are any of his bones out of place or broken, or is it just bones? Is there
Make a
armor?
survival check.
Did anything in any of the entries mention anything about were the journal entries dated? Is there any kind of year associated to it?
There's no years, but you can tell that these entries are days apart, and so this particular person probably spent. But by the time you kind of hit those as the main points, there was a lot of entries in between them as well, months within this tower.
We cannot get out. They're coming.
Yes,
Oh,
but
that's-
I want to know how long it takes
26?
when it was here.
That you don't know,
Okay.
26.
and that was to. I'm sorry, remind me.
A survival check to see what
Markings or anything
if
cause of
anything
death.
happened to his body or if there was
Yeah,
His bones.
you can tell by even just looking over the bones themselves and the posture that this person had when they died. That that was a really high roll. That here's the range of things that would cause this to happen. Could have been poisoned. Could have suffocated. Could have starved to death. All of the things that are some type of stoppage of natural processes, but not trauma. You know, just something happened where his body couldn't continue life. It wasn't externally put on him.
Tilly's gonna say, well, I guess we can keep this. Does someone want to keep it with them? I'm gonna keep investigating this ring, but does anyone want to keep track of this? Maybe it's a symbol of his god. It seems like he was using it to pray.
Ellen grabs it and wears it
Wow.
because he agrees in the mixture of strength and knowledge.
Wow, that gold matches the blue of your eyes. The new blue of your eyes.
Can someone remind me what a paladin is?
It's
Like a
Hold
holy.
up. Because this is different.
Is it a red pally?
No, I'm just going to say, in this world, the word paladin is very, very foreign. And actually, the only person that might know what a paladin would be is Lorelith because of her age. So, if you roll a religion check for me, the idea being that the gods have been extremely distant in everyone's life, and this world has not seen the gods in a very long time.
Yeah.
13 plus 4
Yeah, fantastic.
is
That-
17.
Yes.
What religion?
No, I mean, this is very important.
Because
to
I've
your
studied the
backstory.
deity. Like,
Yeah.
they're a favorite enemy of mine.
It's
That is
true.
actually true, yeah. So it makes sense that you would know the answer rather than needing
I guess they can really
Lorelith, when you hear of this, this reminds you of a couple different families within your clan. And in particular, we're talking about somebody who has sworn an oath to a god or gods and completely reshapes their whole life to serve in that particular direction. This is a holy person with a particular relationship with a god that just goes out with an ultimate mission of doing whatever the bidding of that particular god would be, creating a world that reflects the exact thoughts, ideas, and ideals of their god.
Do I recognize this neck emblem on the necklace?
That's also likely. Go ahead and make a religion check.
Another one.
Not a chance that's gonna happen twice, right?
It'll be a 16.
14 or higher for you on this
Plus on the
one.
dice.
Because you weren't big on this at the time.
Nice.
What'd you
14.
say?
You
14.
weren't big. I said a 14.
14.
Okay, great. Okay. This god, I think you may have heard this name once in the whole campaign.
Okay.
Brandon.
I take the necklace off.
Hank Trump. No, it's definitely more than once.
The god of Hank Troutman.
Hank Trump, this might be his god.
Salmon, the god of Hang Troutman.
Okay. So the god's name is Trith, Tryth.
Tristan.
Where have we heard?
Tristan.
Is that one of the gods I saw that one time?
I don't think you specifically saw them.
Nice.
Trith is, we'll do this one first. And you rolled right on it, so I'm just going to give you 2 pieces of information about
Yeah, that's
them.
fair.
Did you add your religion?
Yeah, I did.
She did.
It was 14 right on.
Trith is Anivia's husband,
Okay.
so that gives you some relational idea. And he's got over, in particular, 2 different things. Both, he's the god of war, and so particularly for you, it was the war of the gods that killed your family.
I hate it.
And he is particularly associated with war in general.
Great.
However, he is also the god of peace. That he's not just this rampant, fear-mongering, violent god. It's war has its time, has its place, and also peace.
Would you say there's a time for war and a time for peace?
That's exactly what I'm saying right now.
Whoa.
A time for weeping and a time for embracing?
Only in our life under the sun.
I don't follow.
And so,
Heard of the Bible?
yeah, any forms of truce, agreements, and peacetime is also within his domain, and he would fight fervently for that, as well as when it is right and good, war exists too.
Okay. Hey, Felon, can I see the necklace real quick? Yeah, I think I recognize this emblem. You guys know I'm old, so been around for a minute.
What, 40?
And my village had a lot of experience with the gods, particularly the war between the gods happened, and is what killed my family. This emblem is the emblem of the god Trith, who is the god of war, but also is the god of peace. And so I think that's what the quill is, but then the armor is the war part. Also, a paladin, if you guys didn't know, is someone who is really religious and is trying to like push forward the plan of their god. So I would imagine the two guys that were together that are mentioned here in this journal are trying. They came down here as part of a crusade, if you will, for the god Trith, or at least the William the Paladin did. I don't know about the other guy who actually wrote it, but at least one of them did.
Pilgrim, wasn't that one of the gods that you saw in your vision in the telescope?
Do I remember
Sure
that?
wasn't.
I mean, you didn't get names of everyone and what you were looking at, so
We got that name though. Like
From that particular vision?
That's in my notes. Like he recognized it was Anivia and Trith.
okay. Great. Then the description of this particular god connects with you, where you can like you've physically seen this god. There's no other additional information you would get from that, but yeah.
I did, based on this information, I do believe that was one of the deities I did see in my vision. However, I did not communicate with this Trith. There was a strange sort of barrier separating me from the deities, and I spoke with Numero, but not. Numero was one of many deities behind this barrier. And I believe one of those was Trith with Anivia, which makes perfect sense.
Interesting.
But I did not communicate with this god of war and peace.
Well, maybe this is a coincidence that a worshiper of Trith is out here while we're on a mission from Anivia. Shall we continue?
Let's keep
Yeah, I don't care
going.
about any of this.
I don't care about any of this.
Whatever.
Whatever. Gods.
Cool. So beyond
D&D Beyond?
D&D Beyond,
There is a stairwell that still continues upward.
I was gonna say, can we keep
Then Above and
going?
Beyond.
Yeah.
I'm
We're
trying
only
to
on the
go
second floor.
to the ring.
Okay. It'll take about an hour.
because I guess also with the journal that you're talking about, like Paladin went off to explore, and I called out to him like, "Where is he going? Where did he go?"
Where did he come from? Where did he
Conrad
go?
William.
Yeah. Like is there like is the room connected to like a cavern that goes off away or it's just okay.
Yeah.
I guess I just don't get why the guy would just sit there in his bed and call for the guy.
Because he
He
was
said he went out.
He
scared.
looks for me. He was
Said he went out.
scared.
Oh, okay.
They were vampires and shadow
Sitting on the edge of his bed,
monsters.
like, oh well.
That's a really good point. What if William's still out there?
Whoa. What if a witch turned him into a spider? Whoops.
Whoa. I mean, this has
We
a
may never
Wait,
skeleton.
I think it is a fair point that he didn't mention a spider at all in his journal,
Yeah.
right?
What if this is
That's
him?
probably the main takeaway, is that he didn't mention the spider.
Do you
That
guys
means
want
the
to...
spider killed him.
I go up to the town.
Lilith, you said that you... Oh.
No, good.
No, go ahead.
Lilith, you said that you had heard stories of the spider. How... Do you know how old it was? Like how long it had existed?
My mother knew of it, and she said her mother knew of it. We're hundreds of years. Whether it is the same or offspring, I'm not sure, but there has always been one powerful left behind.
It's interesting that it's not mentioned in the journal, right?
I mean, the stories that my mother sang to us.
Sing us a song. You're the spider woman.
He's a vampire.
Shadows and the Shostroka were one and the same.
Okay.
Did we shut the door behind us? Did I leave my straightener on?
We killed it, so it's fine.
Well, we killed one of them.
No, we killed the main one.
If you say so.
Okay.
Cut to Chris doing a
Wait.
soldier march across the doorway.
We need to find another one
Our
so we
card.
can put it in the crate, which I didn't freaking remember soon enough.
Our guard, Chris.
Can we keep going?
Yep.
What did you?
Onward
what were
and
you
upward.
gonna say?
I was gonna say, let's keep going.
Oh, great. Let's keep
Right.
going.
Up the last staircase, you get to the peak, the top, which is the platform that overlooks the cave that connected to this area that you walked across. It was about 40 feet before you got to the door, before you got to the stairs. And so, as you
What a
get
journey.
as you get there, you see a table with 2 chairs set up, and kind of a sheer flat wall that had been carved out. You can see that this would be the kind of watch point where those who were tasked with their current active watch would sit and kind of look over this particular area.
So it ends in a flat wall.
The back to you is the flat wall of the cave wall behind, and you can see now the vacant, open cave that is the space that you were in beforehand. Those of you that have dark vision or have eaten the mushrooms can see through the space and can see the whole area. Other folks, you just have the dim light of the torch to see pretty much to the edge of the platform.
Oh, right, because there's no blue mushrooms in this room, so
Right.
you can't just, like, see.
Anything that looks like a city out there?
You're just looking over the one cavern, and then the tunnel is at the base going to continue in this direction.
Nothing remotely interesting.
This was a bad place for a watchtower.
Yeah, sounds like it. So there's just nothing. It's just a room.
Yeah, it just overlooks the one room of the cave that you were in.
And there's nothing in it except for this watchtower.
How would they put a watchtower?
Well, this must be like a main passageway if they put. So we must be on the right track, right?
Maybe
This
there's
seems
a secret
Yeah, I was gonna say.
doorway or a secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
I do an about face. I pivot and I walk over to the sheer wall. And I start running.
Make an investigation check.
Yeah.
We're all gonna make investigation checks.
Rub it in.
Anybody else who would like to make an investigation?
Yeah.
check? One other person can. One person can.
Not me. I'm not gonna
Pretty
do it.
good.
Okay.
Mine's not.
17.
Okay.
What's yours?
I mean, that's
Mine's
pretty good.
+7.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
you
you
do
do
it.
She's very smart.
Well, it's only 11.
Okay.
Even plus the
You
7.
take the right
Good
wall.
job.
He takes the left wall from the cavern. And as you
Okay.
go across of it, Pilgrim, you can slip your hand into one part of a crevice that does go through. And then you can feel a little click. And as you pull it, you hear the stone wall.
Kapow, kapow,
What's
kapow.
up? The puzzles so fast.
And that's where we'll end episode.